Hey everyone, Sean here with Blue Ridge Silverhound. I hope everyone's doing well. And we are back at it again. It's Sunday night, and that can only mean one thing. We got the Monday market report for the week ending August 18, 2024. I want to thank you guys for coming on by to check things out, seeing how the modern graded market is faring. Everything looks to be pretty good. I would say, there's no one particular coin that's out exceeding the other. We're just seeing a really healthy registry set market today. Kind of a very, very niche aspect of numismatics that continues to have tons of support around it, financially, and of course the grading services. They're all in on these. CACG, also one of the new grading companies, have put their hat in the ring in the registry set market. So we expect in the foreseeable future for things really to begin to heat up and overall interest to really take off. It's only going to be a matter of time before we see the much more younger crowd participating in registry sets and really becoming a social media kind of influencing sensation. Again, it's only going to be a matter of time as some of the big names out there kind of go head to head, with each other with this sort of thing. So we'll see how that goes. I know there's been a little bit of chatter, but nothing that's worth talking about at this moment. So this week from Great Collections, we actually have a few very unique pieces. A couple, what they consider to be prototype slabs from PCGS. There were a number of them that did sell this week. Kind of a first go around at PCGS. There were some prototypes, I guess some early samplers that were produced before PCGS did their grading thing. So it's going to be interesting to see a few of these pieces. The market, for them, it's quite unique. You have to be kind of a coin grading homer of sorts to really appreciate this. And the hobby, there's more emphasis in the coin than there is the grading. But rest assured, the prices were incredibly strong for what we have here for you today. In other news, some other pretty nice, coins from Lincoln cents all the way to quarters. Quarters look pretty good this week. So we're going to kind of check in on that sector of U.S. type and, just really share in on some of the good stuff that I've sold here this week. All right, so I want to thank you guys for coming on by. I'm your boy Blue, also known as Sean, and yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Little whatnot notification. You guys have probably seen these on a few other videos, but I wanted to let you guys know that we sell on this platform each and every single week. We do the Friday shows, we do the thing. Probably go back to adding our second show in after I'd say Labor Day is a suitable time. Kids going back to school, the market really begins to pick back up, just as collectors and dealers are coming back in from their vacations. So they're going to let that tan line fade and let the spending ensue. So we do a U.S. type of bullion and currency show every Friday. So there's a nice little healthy mix of a lot of those things. If you're looking to get into the live auction game, look no further. This has been one of the best, fastest growing platforms to date. And get ready for the busy season, as it says on here. Once the holidays roll on through, and I would say September 5th rolls on through, we're going to see a heightened amount of interest in not only buying on the platform, but selling as well. But if you want to check things out and buy a few pieces for yourself, look no further. Come sign up using my referral link that I have down below in the description box and on me. You get yourself $15 off your first purchase immediately. And it doesn't matter if it's coins, bullion, currency, video games, comic books, collectible watches, designer purses, you name it. Anything that's being sold on the platform, free game. And then finally, Whatnot's looking for more great sellers, okay, like myself. So if you wanted to enhance the experience, supplement your 9 to 5 with a live auction platform that really cooks, whatnot might be that place to be. I will have my referral link down below in the description box if you want to become a seller. They are looking for some folks who are motivated to get on board today. So come check things out. Thank you guys for listening into that. All right, let's go ahead and jump right into some of these selections. Again, courtesy of Great Collections. All the images used are from Great Collections. And well, we're going to start things off here with one of those prototype slabs. Now, we don't have the actual full image of the slab, but the coin that was in there is a 1986 D Lincoln Memorial Cent. Now, the coin itself doesn't look like anything special. It's like they pulled a coin out of circulation and they wanted to just put together a plastic slab and just do a quick little test print on a label. They put it all together, and this is kind of like, what your final product is. And again, there's no emphasis whatsoever on the coin. It's all about the slab in this case. So I did add at the very bottom there, in between the front and the back of the coin, PCGS. That is actually the printed part of the label. It's actually, I believe, a Gen 1 Rattler plastic case that they used here on this one. And there's no numerical grade. Actually, the back side of that label is blank. So this one here, the first one up to bat, this one ended up selling for $5,062.50. Just based off of that amount of money, obviously there are going to be huge supporters of PCGS that are quite interested in these. Again, very limited market because there's not a lot of supply, and there is more emphasis. Again, I'm just going to go and say it, more emphasis on the actual coin that's in the slab. So this is a kind of market that's I guess getting its first test with this sale here, this public sale on Great Collections, and yeah, pretty healthy sale to kick things off. All right, so now we're on to the actual coins that really cook. Here's a 1972 Lincoln Memorial Cent. This is the infamous doubled die obverse FS 101. It features one of the strongest doubling that you will ever find on the Memorial Series. From the motto "In God We Trust," Liberty, to the date, and also on Lincoln's jacket as well. You're going to find some of the best doubling that, bar none. It's going to be top 5 coin. For this type of mint or mint die variety. And this one right here is an exceptional graded example. Graded by PCGS in a Mint State 66 red. Also got a CAC green bean as well. That's like the perfect mix. But by no means is it the top grade. I believe like 67 plus or 68 is the top grade for a 72 FS 101. So consider this kind of like the second wave or tier 2 of collectible or investment. This one ended up at $1,293.75. Continue on here, we actually have a pair of actual really nice 55s. Starting out with a 55S, everybody's favorite San Francisco treat, ended up in a PCGS Mint State 67 Plus full red slab CAC green bean. And I also want to point out that it's got a really nice kind of rose to gold tone, especially on the reverse, but you can also see some of the hints of it on the obverse as well. This is just, above all else, an incredibly eye-appealing coin, and probably, as you would guess, a registry set staple. This one hammered at $2,306.25. And the next one that we have here is not the infamous 1955 doubled die obverse. However, this is the Denver equivalent. And the doubling doesn't even come close to the FS 101 55P. So the 55D, this one right here, is the FS 101 doubled die obverse. Not the most perfect of examples, but this one has the doubling on the 1 and 9 of the date. It's got the doubled eyelid and a few other bits and pieces there that really, really set this one into its own category. So this one right here surprisingly grades as 64 red. And when I say surprisingly, I think it's more of the amount of money it sold for. It ended up selling for $1,080. Considering that 64 grade isn't the craziest of grades, but at the same time, when there's just not a lot of them out there in the open market, there is going to be a push-pull effect on the bidding, and this one probably had more pulling involved to get it to where it was over $1,000. So a pretty nice one there, in spite of its carbon spotting. Yeah, pretty nice original light toning on this one as well. 1945 Lincoln Wheat Cent. In this particular grade state, yeah, I would imagine it's going to be a registry set coin, kind of an anchor of sorts. People are always looking for the highest grade, the top pop. Those are the type of things that, at the end of the day, that they're willing to invest all the money in the world to own, because the points-based system brought upon by PCGS, NGC, and all the other companies that do registry sets, it's more kind of like a bragging rights thing. And I tell you what, the deep pockets people, they will do anything and everything possible to grab a hold of some coins. Um, is there such thing as within reason? Probably not. So this one right here sold for $3,612.38. I believe there is a mid-state 68 of this one. It seems like it's one of those coins that grade does exist. We do have another one coming up here in that particular grade, and that's going to be this 43D. The zinc-coated steel cents are going to live in infamy as being one of the craziest, highly coveted one-year type compositions. It comes at a time where there was a war, and it's like, hey, we needed all the copper and nickel that we could for the war efforts. So just for 1 year, it born this stunner right here. And one thing's for sure, there are two things that happen because of the hardness of this particular composition. The dies would break, all right, quite a bit, but at the same time, the strikes would be very well hammered. The strikes would be strong enough that there's not a whole lot that would really beat these things up unless it's like water or something to make the rust happen. But these coins right here, today, tomorrow, and then beyond will be pursued in every capacity from the low end to the high end. This one right here, you gotta love it. Mid-State 68, CAC certified as well. This one also comes from the Buy Walled collection. Not too familiar with that provenance, but I wanted to address that. This one right here sold for $4,837.50. 1940. Now here's the one right here that I knew and I thought that was added to the list. 1940. This one is 68 red. I mean, this is kind of like that top echelon greed of 1940s. Usually, you see it on all three mints. Philly, Denver, and San Francisco. The coins were just built a little bit differently during this time period. A lot of the strikes were very nice, and the luster was next level. So, am I at all surprised that more mid-state 68s are coming out of this decade? Probably not. And this one right here, we add another one. Obviously, registry set, $8,156.25. So just an incredibly insane amount of money, which will get you roughly 3 full ounces of gold and then some extra. So if you wanted kind of like a comparison, that's a wild comparison. Nice key date here, 31S. Sub a million mintage. Pretty cool. I love these. Anytime I grab a hold of one, they're always a quick seller for me because I end up flipping these things. Not making a whole boatload of money, but I have a lot of clients that love these type of dates. This one right here is adorned in a PCGS Mid-State 66 Plus full red holder, CAC certified as well. Another crowd pleaser. Um, there are coins that grade finer than this, but yeah, this one is the coin of the hour. This one hammered at $11,812.50. If you were to ask me if that's worth the money, it sure is. 66 plus is just a bomb of a grade. Now we're on to nickels. As you could tell, there wasn't much in the way of Jefferson nickels. There was actually a 1940 proof Jefferson nickel. We don't typically talk about some of those earlier proof coins. That one ended up selling for right around $5,000 to $6,000. It was just a really nice coin. It had the reverse of 38 on there. But for like the plebeians, coins that we can find a little bit more regularly, how about a 35p, just a regular Philadelphia minted 35. A lot of these were produced. It was quite a very hardy mintage, for what it is. PCGS gave this one a 67 plus grade, and CAC knighted it with its kind of like its authenticity, which is nice. Anytime you could get that nice green or gold label from CAC on a coin that grades this high, you are well within your right to do that great fist pump. So this one right here, $2,981.25. We also have a 27 Philly as well. Okay, no slouch here. We have a mid-state 67 grade on this one. And the Philadelphias were generally very well struck during the 20s. A little bit weak on certain areas, like in the hair or the braid, things of that nature. This one right here, a fine specimen, $2,541.38. And one of the tougher dates, bar none. 25S, 24S, 26S, you name it. If you could find any of those in AU and up, it's a big dollar coin. This one right here has, toning, love it or hate it. It's on there, especially on the obverse. CAC-G graded this one to mid-state 63. Just wildly popular. Buffalo Nickels have always had this very large audience, and we're not going to see that change anytime soon. The collectability, the investability is just really off the charts on the entire series from 13 to 38. It speaks true Americana, and as part of that, that's a good component to the popularity of this series. This one right here, $1,518.75. Again, I'm going to emphasize a 63 grade. It's not like the top of the world. This is a very pedestrian grade. It's like the lower end of choice. And, some people, they'll take that. There are too many of these at the higher grades. Yeah, our good old friend. We haven't seen this one in quite a minute. It's probably been, oh boy, if I had to guess, a year plus. I don't think I've talked about a 12S Liberty V nickel this year yet, but we have one here in a 64 holder by NGC. I mean, what else is there to say? This is the one of the big ultimate Liberty V nickels. First year to have a mint mark on any nickel whatsoever. That and the 12D. The 12D, by the way, is a much more affordable example if you wanted something similar but not the same. This one just has like a lower mintage too, and it's an incredibly popular key date also. 64 grade, you gotta love it. It's a banger to be sure. $1,800, and you could have taken this one home with you. It would have gone into the safe, and you would just cherished it till the end of time. It's a fantastic and a very scarce type piece in this grade. Here is our second of three prototype PCGS coins. Now, there's not a whole lot to look at here. 1987D Roosevelt dime is the subject coin in this slab. And it's basically a blank Gen 1 Rattler. is what it is. It doesn't have really a printed label. It's got a label, but it's got the regular Rattler label, but nothing printed on the front of it. It just has the professional coin grading service typed out on the reverse, against the blue, what do they call it? The full bleed type of label on there, which is the ones that you crack out of. They're perforated. That's what I'm going to say. They're not actually like stickers or anything like that. But yeah, here's another one here. Now this is the lesser expensive out of the three, $2,306.25. If it wasn't for the fact that it had a blank label, you wouldn't have thought otherwise that this one was a prototype. We actually had some pretty nice Mercury dimes here this week. How about a 42 Philly, right? This one right here, they all come generally very well struck, so you don't have to worry about a mushy strike with any of the Philadelphia 40s coins. This one looks top of the world. Looks like it was minted just now, and it fell right in my hand, right out of the striking chamber. Mid-state 68 full bands on this one, so it's got the very nice splits on all the bands on the reverse. That's important. How about a sale of $1,857.39? Yeah, pretty nice. We also have a 30S, a incrementally tougher date, no doubt about it. I would say 31. Any of the 31 coins would be just marginally tougher. So we have this one here with a really nice, very light crustiness to it. The toning is okay. It's respectable. It's not in your face, which is nice. This one here is a 66 plus full split bands, CAC certified as well. And let's see, we got a sale of $2,577.38. How about 24D? Yeah, this is the ticket here. This is a pretty wildly rare coin in full bands, and we're looking at one right here in the flesh. Now, it is a 66 full bands, cat green bean on there. There's been a lot of coins with cat green beans that have been really, really nice. Here's another one here. So this one is going to end up in a collection after paying $3,937.50. So, a very small amount away from 4 racks. My goodness, another beautiful, scarce coin. Now we're on to quarters. And, it, it's been, I don't know what it is, but state quarters used to be something that we talked about like 5+ years ago at the highest grade levels, and they've kind of come to a halt. Like there's not a whole lot of them that have hit the open market, since the pandemic. Yeah, I just don't get it. Usually a good mid-state 68 or 68 plus, they'll guarantee you $3,000 to $4,000. That's kind of where a lot of the dates ran by, but yeah, we haven't seen any. It might just possibly be that the well has kind of come up dry with any choice gem specimens that are just not worth grading at all. And being that they're a modern coin, it is a little bit scary to send a lot of these out to the grading companies, because quality, while really good, wasn't the best. The statehood quarter program in itself, in all of its 10, 11 years, was just okay. It was above average, as far as quality is concerned. So we have a 99D Georgia quarter that did pop up here this week on Great Collections, and it earned itself a 67 plus. It's not a 68, but a 67 plus, and this is kind of a classic case of starvation in the market. Like we haven't seen too many registry set caliber high end state quarters. So when something like this pops in the marketplace, you gotta figure, okay, what does something like this go for? Maybe a few $100? Not at all. $1,012.50 freaking cents. Just over $1,000 for this, where probably 7, 8, 9 years ago at the twilight of this program, and not the program, but as far as like the big time coins that did make it out into the market, this one would have been like $200. And, you know, um, I feel sorry for the people that are getting into the statehood quarter registry set arena at this given time, considering that there's virtually not a lot of pieces out there. And the ones that do show up, they're asking just incredibly rich amount of money. We're talking like, yeah, it's you're taking out a second mortgage type of money. That's what we're looking at there. Um, yeah, and here's the other wildly expensive, crazy, insane prototype piece. Yeah, I bet you guys have never seen a holder like this before, but yeah, they just put in a random 1979 Washington quarter. I just wanted to test the fitment of the two pieces, and it's cool. They actually call these the Regency green holders. And this one right here is the very onset of the program where they're kind of spitballing the different type of holders they could utilize. So obviously this one did not cut the mustard. There was never a Gen 1 of the Regency, and that's a real shame. I think, if there were a run of like 500 of these that did make it at the beginning, I think it would have been epic. But yeah, pretty unique. This one also came with what they call the Regency Green Satchel. All right, so you just put the coin in there, and you tie it up, and then you put it under your pillow at night, and wish upon a star. So where we at on this sales price wise? Not quite 10 grand. All right, I was more than shocked that it didn't hit 10. How about $9,281.25? Yeah. So, congrats to the buyer and seller on this one. I mean, I'm having a hard time formulating, an emotional response to this because it's like I want to hate it, but at the same time I want to love it. And it's hard for the two of them to coexist. It's just a coin that exists, and it's like it leaves you speechless for a moment. All right, continuing on to the real deal. 1955 proof Washington quarter, a date that's really tough to find with this level of frost. Look how dark and deep the mirrored fields are. This is a Dreamboat coin here. Proof 68 deep cameo. I mean, it's got all the goods. It's a really nice high-end piece. $2,728.71 was the finale. And yeah, here's our wildly expensive 1950 Washington quarter. This kind of came out of left field, by the way, considering that over 29 million of these were minted. So it's not a rare date at all. It really isn't. But what we can say, it's got a high grade. It's a top pop 68. The color is awesome. I mean, I love the look at this thing because I'm a toner nut. I can appreciate the artistic quality of age, and that's what we have here. So $11,812.50 was your final sale. You're not going to find another one quite like this in a long time. We also have this 43. So all you daydream believers out there that feel like that you can't find anything neat and expensive, let this be a lesson to you. This doubled die obverse, and there are a few of them in 43 and 43S, FS103. Yeah, let this etch in your mind. This is going to be a coin that'll get you paid. The doubling on the motto and Liberty and the date, it's all very memorable. You've seen one, you've probably seen them all. $2,306.25 on the sale price in an AU53 grade. AU53. Oh my goodness. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the importance of this coin and a few others across all grade levels. Just finding one is half the battle, and then you guys send it in for grading. And it's not about hoping for the best because you found the best, and that's where it all starts. And the final coin, we always got get a little bit of a classical kind of piece in here. 24S Standing Liberty quarter. As a matter of fact, I love this. This is the one date that I could honestly say I've never owned in my collection. I've actually had a much rarer 23S, and I've also had a 26S. I've actually had a few of those. 24S though is just, it's a really, really nice one, and you begin to appreciate it more when you see it in mid-state at like this particular example here. 65 full head. It's got just a really nice strike on there. Many kudos there. I mean, this thing, went through the Great Depression unscathed, which is usually worrisome. Coins were not saved at this particular grade state during the 20s and 30s. So yeah, pretty nice one here. $6,468.75, and that's the last one, ladies and gents. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed this episode of the Monday Market Report. The information provided in this video is for educational use only, not financial advice. Please collect and/or grade your coins responsibly. I want to thank each and every single one of you for popping on in this fine Sunday evening. I wish nothing but the best Monday and start to your week. A little bit of summer remaining. I hope you guys have taken care and done everything that you wanted to do vacation wise, get some rest, recharge your batteries. Because guess what? Once the holidays hit, all hands on deck. We are going to ground and pound. We're going to be um, cashing checks and cracking necks. We are just going to have a ball of a time in the numismatics hobby, and we are all going to be taking part of it. So I hope you guys join us, join me, join yourself, join your buddies in the journey of, really making it happen. So that's going to go ahead and do it. Sean with Blue Ridge Silverhound on the headset, out. You guys take care. Have a great week. Have a really easy Monday, and I shall see you guys next time. So long.